Alright guys, so today I'm going to be showing you one of my all-time favorite card tricks using just 4 cards. So basically, we have the 4 aces here, and I promise you these aren't marked in a way where I can see them without looking at the faces, so trust me, believe me there guys. I could shuffle up the deck a little bit, and then if you were here, you could pick a card, let's say like this one. It doesn't really matter which one it is, but I'm going to be showing you guys. I promise you, I'm not looking at the card. I'm just going to be showing the camera here, so this is going to be your card. And let's say you put this in the middle somewhere, and if you were here, I'd let you shuffle it up so I can't see where the card's going. And also, I could also turn my head a little bit, and I really wish I could prove to you guys I don't know where the card's at. So let's go ahead, I'll look through the cards, and I'll see which one you guys happened to pick. So I'm going to guess you guys picked the ace of diamonds. Now guys, I promise you this isn't some sort of camera trick. I'm not doing something to cheat you. This trick is really simple and really easy, and you guys will be able to do it, so make sure to stick around for the tutorial. Alright, so here's how you guys are going to be able to do the trick. So, like I said, the good part is that it's not difficult at all. Once you understand like the concept, it's going to be so much easier. So, essentially, you can use any deck, any aces, and it doesn't matter, they're not marked or anything. So, the big thing here, what you're looking at, here's kind of like the secret. So, essentially, the cards are, you're focusing on the middle of the pips. So, you only care about these 4 things right here, and what you want to do is, the first thing is you want to imagine the ace of clubs as coming to a point right here. So imagine the ace of clubs, it's formed like this, and this is kind of like a triangle, and the point is pointing that way, just like the ace of hearts here, the point here, it's pointing downward, and then you have the ace of spades, that's pointing upward. So you want to make sure these 2 cards, the ace of clubs and the ace of hearts, are pointing in the same direction, with the ace of spades pointing in the opposite direction, and the ace of diamonds obviously doesn't matter because it's kind of neutral. So you square all these up. It doesn't matter what order the individual aces are, it just matters that they're facing in the direction they should be. So the ace of clubs, ace of hearts, both face down, ace of spades faces up, and it doesn't matter about the ace of diamonds. So from here you can have the spectators shuffle up the deck, because it doesn't, like I said, doesn't matter about what order they're in. So let's say they shuffle it up, they give the deck back to you, and they can pick any card. So I'm going to go through one by one the different scenarios. So let's say they pick the ace of clubs, so you don't even know what card they're picking. So let's say they take the card out, and here's basically the move. So the spectator, and most likely this is what they're going to do, they're going to take out the card, they're going to be looking at it, let's pretend they're over there, they're going to be looking at the card, and they're going to give it back to you without twisting it. Okay, so they're not going to be taking the card out like that most of the time. So let's say they're holding the card, they're looking at it. While they're looking at it, you casually just go ahead and pivot the deck and just flip it over, so all these cards are now flipped upside down from where they were before. The spectator, you could tell them, okay, go ahead and put it back, and this is when you can turn your head and they can put the card in anywhere they want, because they might just think that you're looking at where they're putting the card. So let's say you close your eyes, you turn your head, they put the card anywhere they want. They can shuffle up the deck as long as they're not flipping the cards or anything like that. So let's say they shuffle the deck up, they give it back to you, and now this is what you have to look for. So we don't know, let's say hypothetically we don't know what card they picked, but what you're going to be looking at are the way that these are shaped. So the first thing I advise you to do is look at the ace of clubs and ace of hearts first. So the decks face up, you're looking at these 2 cards. If these 2 are now, as you guys can see, they're not facing the same way, so we have the ace of clubs pointing downward and the ace of hearts pointing upward, you know they picked either the ace of clubs or the ace of hearts. Now remember when I said we're going to be using the ace of spades, like the reference card? Whatever card matches the direction of the ace of spades, that is going to be the card they pick. So like I said, here these are 2 facing different ways. This is down, this is up, and now the ace of clubs is pointing the same direction as the ace of spades, so now you know they picked the ace of clubs. Alright, so we can go ahead and redo the setup. We have the ace of clubs facing up, matching with the ace of hearts facing up, and the ace of spades is going the opposite direction of these 2 cards. You can square these up, you can have the spectator shuffle it up, and now let's say they were to pick the ace of hearts. So you spread it out, ace of hearts, they pick the ace of hearts, it doesn't matter which way it goes. Now let's pretend that the spectator actually twisted the card as they turned it out. So let's say they picked it up from the deck, and they looked at it, they saw it themselves. You won't have to pivot this deck 180 degrees because they've already twisted the card for you. So let's say they twist the card for you, you don't have to pivot the deck anymore. You close your eyes, they put the card wherever they want, they can shuffle it up. And you look at it, you say, okay, you get the deck back, and now you can see that the ace of clubs and the ace of hearts are not facing the same direction anymore, so you know they picked one of these cards, and now you look for which card matches the ace of spades. So as you guys can see, the ace of hearts is pointing down, the ace of spades is pointing down. You know they picked the ace of hearts. So now let's say if they were to pick the ace of spades, you would know they picked the ace of spades because all three cards would be matching. So let's say they were to pick the ace of spades, they're looking at their card, you're making sure to know if they've twisted this card yet. Let's say they haven't twisted it yet, so this means when they give the card back to you, before they give it back, you have to make sure you twist this deck. They give this back to you, you don't know what it is, let's say the ace of spades though. They go ahead and they mix it up like this. You take the cards back, and now what you do is you're looking again at that ace of hearts, ace of clubs. Now if you still see they're pointing the same direction, you know they have not picked one of these cards. And then you look at the ace of spades. Now if they're all pointing in the same direction, just like this, they're all pointing down, then you know that they picked the ace of spades. So that's pretty simple. And the easiest one of all, if they do happen to pick the ace of diamonds, then the order of the cards won't have, they're not going to be changed because they have all these. This is facing down, this is facing down, this is facing up, and the ace of diamonds remain the same. So that one's the easiest. I hope this trick works out for you guys. Let me know down in the comments, and as always, thanks for watching.